Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Losing Your Parents International Radio Show. My name is Lisa A. Snyder. I lost both my parents to cancer when I was 22 and 27. One of my goals in life is to work to inspire others on my blog, losingyourparents.org, and journey through my own grief and healing process using creativity and self-expression. I want to connect those of us who have lost our mothers, our fathers, or both of our parents at any age in life through the arts, life experiments, looking inward and turning pain into something positive. So let's talk about stuff that's hard, ways you can move forward in your life, and how to get back to a happier place. I'm broadcasting live right now from Portland, Oregon, and this will be archived, available on iTunes and also blogtalkradio.com/losingyourparents. I'm going to try to put it out there today, see if anybody wants to call in. I'm just opening up the phone lines because this is a live show. Between 1 and 1:30 p.m. Pacific time today, I want to know what your Thanksgiving is going to be like this year, what it's been like in past years. What are you worried about? What things have you overcome? What things are you looking to overcome? The line here is 1-619-924-0723. That's 1-619-924-0723. If you have a question or want some advice, I'm opening up the phone line so you can call in there, 619-924-0723. You can also post it on Twitter at Losing Parents or on Facebook.com/LosingYourParents. You can also, after the show or at any time, leave me an anonymous voicemail at 1-626-715-5472. 626-671-5472. That's the anonymous voicemail for advice. You can also email me on the contact form on losingyourparents.org. So, there, I'm accessible to you. I'm here for you. I want to support you. And I'm really interested to hear about planning for Thanksgiving. It's coming up. It's November. It's the holidays are coming up, and my therapist used to tell me that it was the busiest time during the year was the holidays, and that's actually the busiest time where the most people come to losingyourparents.org and look for resources about how to deal with the holidays. So I'm here to talk about it. So again, the line here is 1-924-0723. That's the live line, and again, anonymous voicemails can be left anytime at 1-626-671-5472. I actually have one that I'm going to, someone left me a voicemail that I'm going to play for you in regards to the question around Thanksgiving and how to deal with it. So that's coming up soon. In my world and Losing Your Parents world, I talked a couple weeks ago about the honor of being interviewed by Stephanie Fleitas of creatingwithin.com. You can check out her website, creatingwithin.com. It's also posted on my blog. A big thing was last week I was not on the air, and sorry that I missed you, but we got a puppy. His name is Ziggy. His full name is Ziggy Marley Stardust. He is a rescue pup, about 7 months old. He is a Dachshund Rat Terrier mix, so he's probably going to look like a puppy forever. He's actually right here in my office. He kind of had a hard knock life start. I just learned the other day that he was picked up in Compton, Kansas, which is in California, and it's funny because you're listening to Snoop Dogg on the way to pick him up, which I think is funny. So here's a little message from the universe, but also I feel like a message from my parents. I feel like my parents sent me this dog, possibly as a birthday present. He looks very much like two dogs I had growing up, Max and Rocky, and he looks like a miniature version of them, and he is adorable. So, what's interesting is I didn't find myself to be a dog person at all. more of a cat person, even though I grew up with dogs. And my fiance Catherine kept sort of pushing to be like, hey, let's go visit, the Humane Society, and like sending me dog links and all this stuff. And we finally went and fell in love with this pup, and really on a whim decided to bring him home. And we were not expecting to go searching for a dog at all, or even bring one home, but found ourselves really loving this pup. And we've got 3 cats, and it's been kind of stressful. And I noticed, like, before I met him, as we were waiting for him to come into the room, I felt emotional. Like, so I was checking in with myself about how do I feel about meeting this animal, and I was, like, excited. I don't really get, like, super weepy. I don't cry a ton, but I was feeling emotional before we met. Like, I was already, like, going to love him. And I learned the other day that he actually came from a shelter in California, that the name of the shelter, the shelter is actually on an avenue called Garfield Avenue, which is an avenue my mother grew up on. So when I saw that and I found that out, I was like, oh my God, like, that's cool. Like, that's a tiny little message from my mom saying hello. And I take these things very seriously, like, just, you have to, like, live your life with your eyes and your ears and your heart wide open if you want to continue a conversation with your parents. It's not the same kind of conversations you're used to having, which is, like, verbal and very physical ones, but this is one of my many ways I just kind of keep my heart and my ears and my eyes open. So Garfield Avenue, yeah, my mom grew up on that street. And I also learned that Ziggy, he was taken to a shelter in Downey, California, which is a place I always wanted to go to because my favorite musicians growing up, Karen and Richard Carpenter of the Carpenters, are from there. And my dad and I had this bond with the Carpenters. I would have never known that he I would never, what am I trying to say here? I had a bond with my dad about the Carpenters. I would have never known about the Carpenters had it not been for him. And he'd actually seen them live, and I'd even met Karen at some point. And I think he idoled her because she was a drummer, and he was a drummer, and I never got to hear my dad really play the drums. He kind of, like, beat on stuff, but I never heard him play. And so this was like a hello for me. This was discovery. Also, I learned that one of the videos that the shelter had posted was posted on my birthday. So keeping your eyes open, keeping your ears open, connecting the dots. I think this dog is in my life for a reason, and I feel like it could be, a little birthday gift for my parents. Like, this dog had to go through several different shelters, and he's the cutest thing, and the fact that nobody wants him is ridiculous. Although there was a hold on him after we put a hold on him, so we knew that he was going to go to a good home. But and now he's enjoying king-size beds and lounging around. Our next step here is really to try and integrate him in with our cats because we're kind of on lockdown in our rooms during the day so he doesn't chase them around, possibly get in a fight with them. So, so Thanksgiving, I want to know what your traditions are. I want to know what traditions you're letting go of and changing. I want to know what you've been having a hard time with. I want to know how Thanksgiving has been for you in the past, what kind of memories you have around Thanksgiving. What is it like for you now and then, with your parents and without? Has your relationships and your life changed? Do you have do you not know what to do for Thanksgiving? Are you not sure? Give me a call here, 619-924-0723, or you can leave me anonymous voicemail, 626-671-5472. You can also post it on Twitter if you feel like it at Losing Parents and Facebook.com/LosingYourParents. So let's listen to a voicemail that I got a few days ago.
It just occurs to me that you might be the person to ask this question. The anniversary of my mom's death is going to happen on Thanksgiving Day this year. And although I've been invited to the houses of my brother and my sisters for Thanksgiving, I'm feeling reluctant to go, and at this date, I really can't decide what I'm going to do. and I would very much appreciate whatever insight you could share with me. Thank you very much.
So I just want to say thank you to that caller who left me a voicemail. It was very brave, and I would love to answer your question. So this is what I would ask my well, there's a couple of layers here. I'm just going to talk this out. Sounds like it's not just about Thanksgiving, and it's not just about seeing your brother or choosing between your brother or your sister. It's also about the memory that your mom died on Thanksgiving. And I think there's a lot of people out there whose parents die around the holidays or on special days like birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. It's really challenging because these holidays hold so much emotion for us, and we're so tied to family traditions with these people. Every Thanksgiving, I'm sure you saw your mom, or you have a lot of memories about Thanksgiving and your mom. It's a beautiful thing that you have the option and invitations already from your brother and your sister. So that's a thing to sort of put on your little list of things to have gratitude for. So before diving into the answer, I would start to sort of either mentally or write down a list of things that you're thankful for. Like, thank you, you don't have to share with anybody, but thank you, brother and sister, for even inviting me. Thank you for even having invitations for Thanksgiving this early. How warm and welcoming is that? I'm so glad that I'm welcome in your home. What other things can you have gratitude for? So many positive memories of your mom and your family, hopefully. I'm sure you can pluck a few. I know that family time and holidays are really challenging emotionally for families because you get together and you want to see each other, but then there's all these dynamics that come up. So trying to focus on positive memories that you can pluck from your memory tree and focus on, because maybe there's stuff that happened in the past that wasn't so fun. Maybe you got in a fight with somebody, they got in a fight with you, somebody said something about you, whatever happened. Try not to focus on those elements of past Thanksgiving as you try and make this decision about what you're going to do with your Thanksgiving. So be thankful and have gratitude for Thanksgiving's past and memories associated with Thanksgiving. Maybe it's even not associated with the day Thanksgiving, but being thankful for your favorite food around Thanksgiving, pumpkin pie and mashed potatoes and all those things you love about life. What do you love about life, Thanksgiving, and see what you can think about as you're making this decision. And so what should you do for Thanksgiving? So I think you have to go inside yourself and ask yourself, what is going to make me feel the best over an extended period of time? So you can pick it apart. Is it going to feel better to go to your sister's house? Is it going to feel better to go to your brother's house? Is it going to feel better? And you might not know the answer to any of these, but just try them on in your mind and see what it feels like. Play it out in your mind. That's a safe space to play out scenarios, to just check in to see how your body reacts to those scenarios and even thinking about them. Because sometimes the brain can't differentiate between thinking about something and what's real. So you something out in your mind and just see how you feel about it, and it'll give you some information. So what would it be like? What would the evening be like going to your sister's? What would it be like going to your brother's? What would it be like if you were alone? You decided to not go anywhere. Would that feel comfortable or lonely? Would that feel exciting because you don't have any expectations, or sad because you're not around people? You might not know the answer to any of these things, or as you ask yourself these questions, it might pop up. And sometimes people opt out of Thanksgiving. I use the term a lot, thing because I do web stuff, opting out of that Thanksgiving newsletter, maybe this is the year you just take a step back and you make dinner for yourself and you snuggle up under a blanket and watch an awesome movie and fall asleep early. Maybe you go to somebody else's house. Maybe you start your own tradition. Maybe you have Thanksgiving at your house. Whether or not that's on your that could happen for you, or that's something you even want to do, that's really up to you. So I'll tell you what I'm doing for Thanksgiving this year. We considered having our own Thanksgiving for the first time because we have this house and we have a dining room, and but neither one of us really want to go crazy and cook, and we just want to relax and watch football or whatever. So what can we do? And so we got in a couple of invitations. One of them is, which we're going to do, is going to our friend Sarah and Karen's house and just, having a Friendsgiving. It's just friends. There's no family pressure. There's no weirdness. Catherine and I are all about trying to figure out, our own traditions and figuring out what we want to change and shift. And that's actually a freedom that you can have as you're trying to find new traditions. So, look at it and add that to your gratitude list. I have all the freedom in the world to make a choice, a different choice, whatever that choice may be about my Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving is mine. It is, unless you have a family, it's, I guess you share that, a partner or someone that's in your life and any children or anything like that. That's really up to you as a family, how you want to spend your time. Your time in life is very precious. It is very important to spend it wisely and, to try and minimize the amount of things that you do that are just not, that you just do because you feel like you have to versus wanting to do it. It has a very different energy about it. Having to do things that you don't want to do just feels very dry. It feels very low to the ground, and I feel sad when I think about that. But when I think about having all the choices in the world, and having the ability to choose what I want to do, I feel, and do it because I want to do it, I feel better. I feel lighter. I feel yes, this is in alignment with moving forward in my life, and that's what I want. So after, Thanksgivings for me, growing up, we had a lot of Thanksgivings either at our house, which I really loved because we didn't have company over a lot, but we had a formal dining room, and we always had our dogs just kind of sniffing everybody's crotches, and turkey and mashed potatoes, and my parents playing music in the background and socializing and coffee and dessert, and I really loved that. I really, really, really loved that, and I want that again someday. It's not going to be in my house this year, and that's okay. But other Thanksgivings we actually went out to dinner. That's an option too. You can go out to dinner. You can, then you don't have to cook, and you have to deal with the pots and pans and the cleaning up and the stress and all that stuff. One year we went to the area to visit my family, and we had Thanksgiving at my Aunt Phyllis's house, which was really fun. And got to spend time with my cousins, and, that was a great, and we went to the football game at, oh my God, I'm the worst football person in the world. Oh my God. The Texas team, the Texas football team, the one that I want to say Giants. Cowboys. There we go. Oh my God. So we went to a Cowboys game. We'd never been to a Thanksgiving game, and my cousin Gary got us in, and it was really cool. So we played around with traditions. Last year we were driving across the country, and we happened to be in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And we basically ate all day. We had a huge brunch and then a huge dinner, and because we didn't know both of them were going to be buffets. And also my back was really messed up. I was having some stressful times, and I couldn't walk very well. I'm fine now. I do work on myself, but So Thanksgiving has shifted around, and I've kind of enjoyed playing around with what do we do on Thanksgiving. We do whatever we want. We do whatever we want. And you know what you could also do is say to your brother and sister, I'm not sure, I'm feeling kind of in a gray area here, and I just want to talk this through with you. I'm feeling like I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm wondering if it would be okay if I just decided last minute. I know that kind of puts some stress on you. It's like if I'm coming or not and figuring out the amount of food and whatever. But, I would also, once you've played out the scenarios and you've had some gratitude about some of the things you're excited about, talk to them if you can, feel comfortable doing so. Just tell them the truth. Tell them, hey, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. And is it okay if I'm not sure with you? Is it okay if I just kind of show up if I'm ready? And the other thing is, you don't have to go the whole time. You can go for a little bit. You go for dinner and you go home. You can leave whenever you want. That's the beauty of life. You can and free will. You can choose to leave. And sometimes it's helpful to just explain that to people ahead of time that might be an option for you, just so they're not surprised or hurt or whatever, or you can soften the blow a little bit. You got to be true to yourself. You got to be true to what you need, So what else can I tell you about Thanksgiving? I guess I'll just talk about holidays in general because I think it's all connected. Another thing you may want to consider is connecting with somebody else who may feel lonely on Thanksgiving. So if you're missing your parents during the holiday season, you might want to try to find someone or a couple of someone who really need you and focus on them. Maybe a child who's lonely, an orphan who would like some company, a child whose family is not very supportive, perhaps a big brother or a big sister program, maybe buying a gift for a child who doesn't get, presents at all, who can't afford them. Maybe you send a card to family members or an older person who's lost a lot of people in their lives. Maybe spend time in a nursing home with people who don't have any family, or writing a card to family and friends who'd like to keep in touch with, update them on your life and say hello. Maybe it's time to spend time with a friend, any friends or specific friends, see who's out there, who's available, who can hang out with you. Maybe spending time with a friend who's lost a parent, and you can bond over that experience and talk about your challenges together and open up the conversation about stuff that's hard. Maybe you find a meeting, a grief group, or a motherless daughters group, or I don't know what they have for guys, or fatherless. I just know about motherless daughters, and I know that there's meetup groups. I don't know if you all know about meetup.com, but basically you can join meetups all over the world and go to a meeting. Just type in, grief and loss, and see what you come up with. If you can't afford a therapist or to go to, any other kind of, if you can't find a grief group, you may want to try meetup.com. It's a really great resource. And you might find other people. I find it actually very comforting to talk with other people who have lost their parents because they totally get it. And I think the holidays are really triggering for a lot of people because there's so much family stuff, because there's so much emotion wrapped up in it. Maybe it's time to if you have some children, to focus on your children and just be a good parent, and have your own traditions that you start and your own memories that you start with them. This is your life. This is your experience here. You're the driver. You're in the driver's seat. And I know it sometimes can feel out of control, like you're not, especially when your emotions come up. So that's why it's really important as you come into the holiday season that you have your support network started, or you have them written down, or you have them in your mind. Who can you talk to during the holidays? A therapist, a friend, someone who's okay talking about death, maybe a grief group, Maybe you're doing art this holiday and you're really putting yourself into your art, or you're writing, journaling a lot, or you are doing audio recordings. I do a lot of audio recordings because I think that it really gets a lot off the chest. Maybe it's time to connect with family and friends you haven't seen or heard from in a while. Sometimes I think we expect other people to reach out to us, especially when we're in a challenging place in our lives and we're in need, but maybe it's time to reach out to other people. I did a lot of outreach when my mom died, and it was actually really hard. When my dad died, I kind of went internal, and I didn't want to talk to anybody, even though I really wanted people to call me. I just couldn't deal with it as well. I mean, I was young, but after my mom died, I tried to do a lot more outreach to family and friends and connect with people who knew my parents' friends, family, just everybody I could possibly think of who might have fond memories of my parents, and ask them questions and ask them to tell me stories and, connect with them, send them a card, give them a call, shoot them a text, write them on Facebook, a Facebook message. There's a plethora of ways to get in touch with people these days. I think actually one of the most important things about all of this is that, and this is really hard, once you put yourself out there in whatever situation you're doing this Thanksgiving and this holiday season, you have to try and let go of the outcome. What does that mean? You have to put your intentions into good and believe that you deserve them, but the minute that you send that card or that email, that text or anything, let go of the outcome and just accept that you were able to do something that was hard, difficult, totally vulnerable. And try to have an up prepared. And what I call it an up, but afterwards, after you do something vulnerable, put yourself out there, do something fun for yourself and have it prepared already. Something extreme is Father's Day. Catherine and I, once we prepared for ourselves was to go to Great Adventure in the Six Flags, which is a roller coaster place in New Jersey, and we had a really fun day. That doesn't have to be the thing you do is going on roller coasters, but maybe you have a movie prepared or a phone call with a friend prepared or beer, glass of wine if that's your thing and it's a safe thing for you, or a TV show or a Netflix thing or episode of Friends or whatever it is. Just don't sit in your grief. It's like a weird, goopy, muddy soup. Do something. Move through your grief. That's why I'm here, is to sort of help give you some tips, tricks, tools, and all kinds of stuff to help you through this journey. So just a little quick thing here. I got a Twitter message that Nazish Rahman, who's been an awesome follower from India, says that he's tried reaching out to people, and relatives, but most of them he feels disappointed by. So that's part of the letting go of the outcome, is trying to put yourself out there, because I think we put a lot of pressure on people, and we put a lot of expectations on people who we want something from them. So you have to, it's really difficult, it's really challenging, but when you put yourself out there, you have to be okay and check the box next to I'm okay with being vulnerable, and I'm also going to let go of the outcome of this. I put myself out there, and the letting go of the outcome is a whole other topic, and which I can talk more about. Try not to get your heart broken. If you're putting yourself out there too much and you're just constantly getting hurt, take a step back. Take a step back and try and fill yourself up in a different way. So thanks, everybody, for listening today. I really appreciate it, and thank you to my caller who has left me an anonymous voicemail message. You can leave me an anonymous voicemail message at 1-626-671-LISA. It's 1-626-671-LISA. You can leave an anonymous message. You don't have to tell me your name or anything, just what's going on with you. So thanks so much for listening. Please visit my website for support, losingyourparents.org. My name is Lisa A. Snyder, and you've been listening to Losing Your Parents International Radio. And remember, you got to feel to heal. Take care.